Democrat LaTyna Humphrey is in the House. She's introduced a bill that allows homeowners to defer property tax payments for a year. She's running for the Ohio Senate next year to replace Craig, who is term limited.
Again, I think that there are opportunities for Democrats and Republicans alike to start advocating for housing even outside of the state house. One of the things I've done really well is work with developers, Woda Cooper companies. Right now we're working together to essentially, or I've connected the dots for them to build affordable housing in my district, low income housing in my district, by connecting them with partners such as churches who own their land, have enough land to be able to build. I've done that 2 times and they're currently working through the processes to address those types of issues. So we got to think outside the box, because if the legislature won't work right now for what the people need, we've got to find other ways to address the issues.
Is the problem there just isn't the housing stock, or it's that the taxes on the housing is too high?
I think it is a plethora of things. I think that property taxes are increasing, therefore pushing people out, not just our seniors, but literally everyone. I think that there are also some zoning issues, if you will, that don't necessarily allow for affordable housing to be developed in the way in which we would like. And I think that's an issue. So
what about those? I don't mean to interrupt, but tell me about those.
So for instance, I know for instance, there was another opportunity where I was working with a developer, and we tried to see if we could, see if they would be able to build housing on affordable housing on the land. And because of zoning and how things were written up, it didn't necessarily allow for it. However, which is weird because I don't necessarily understand all the rules as it relates to zoning, but they were able to come back years later and say, well, rules changed, and so now we can see if we can apply now. But lots of times zoning is an issue in a way that just doesn't allow for developers to develop in certain areas because of how things are coded. So it's a lot of lingo there that I don't necessarily understand, but I do know that zoning can be a barrier for developers.
Anything else that lawmakers could be doing that they're not doing right now that you think low-hanging fruit to deal with the problem?
You know, Joe, I know that this is going to sound very repetitive, but day one, we really could address, and it's low-hanging fruit, we really could address the homestead exemption by reforming it. All you're saying is we're going to increase the income requirement. All we're saying is, okay, we've already indexed to inflation the exemption itself in the last budget, but it could be indexed a little bit more. All we're saying is we want to allow for more seniors to qualify. Right now, you have to be making about $38,000, $39,000 a year as a senior, a totally disabled person, to qualify for the exemption. When we know from lots of folks who retire are probably retiring at about $42,000 a year, if not a little bit more. So we're helping people, but who are we really helping? Do we really want to help people? That's the question. And so I think low-hanging fruit is addressing that. That can be done tomorrow.